There is something powerful about a person who finally realizes who they are, why they are here, and what they carry inside of them. That individual becomes dangerous to the forces of darkness. The enemy does not fight random people. He fights purpose. He attacks destiny, and every evil plan that rises against your life is not because you are weak, but because of what you carry. That's why the first step to canceling every evil plan against your life is not binding the devil. It is discovering your identity. A person who knows who they are cannot be manipulated by lies, fear, or threats. They move with authority, speak with clarity, and walk with power. Evil cannot dwell where light rules. You were not born just to exist. You were born to fulfill a divine assignment, and that assignment has already made you a target in the realm of the spirit. The enemy studies patterns. He studies potential. He reads movement. He does not know the fullness of your destiny, but he senses greatness. He smells the oil on your life, and so he plans, he schemes, he plots to sabotage what God has already established. But here's the truth. Evil plans can only succeed where ignorance is present. If you do not know what has been written about you, you will fall for what the enemy says about you. But when you rise in revelation, evil collapses in confusion. There are plans the enemy has made concerning your future. He wants to scatter your marriage before it begins. He wants to drain your finances before you ever become a blessing. He wants to delay your calling until your time has expired. But what he failed to factor in is your awakening. Once you wake up, once you begin to see, once you begin to understand, his weapons become useless. No weapon formed against you shall prosper. But that's not a promise to the sleeping. It's a covenant to the alert. When you are conscious of who you are, you can cancel every assignment designed to derail your path. How do you cancel evil plans? You do not fight with fear. You fight with revelation. Every evil plan is rooted in deception, and deception thrives in darkness. The moment light enters, the plan is exposed and its power dissolves. That's why the enemy wants to keep you distracted, busy, tired, and disconnected. So you don't have time to search for truth, because if you ever discover truth, you become a weapon. You cancel evil not just by praying, but by aligning your life with what heaven has spoken over you. Let me tell you something, your life is not random. Before you were formed, you were known. Before you arrived, you were appointed. And if you were appointed, then you were protected. There is an invisible shield around your destiny, but you must activate it through knowledge. You don't cancel evil plans just by shouting into the air. You cancel them by standing on the truth and refusing to bow to lies. The devil cannot cancel what God has established, but you can forfeit it through ignorance, but not anymore. You're waking up, you're rising, you're breaking through. Some of you don't even realize how many attacks you've already survived. You think you're weak, but you've walked through fire and didn't burn. You've been surrounded, but not swallowed. That's not coincidence. That's covenant. The divine protection, the hand of God has been intercepting attacks you didn't even see coming. But now he's calling you to partner with him in guarding what he's placed inside you. This means you must take responsibility for your spiritual atmosphere. Evil plans thrive in atmospheres of compromise. But when you walk in holiness, you create a firewall the enemy cannot penetrate. Canceling evil plans means you must reject every invitation to sin. Every compromise is a door, and every door is a trap. The enemy cannot attack you unless he gains access, and access comes through disobedience. But when you walk in righteousness, when your life becomes an altar, every demonic strategy collapses before it can even manifest. You don't need to be afraid of the dark when you are full of light. You don't need to fear curses when you are rooted in the blessing. You don't need to run from witches when you are seated in heavenly places. Understand this. Authority cancels plans. When Jesus was tempted in the wilderness, the enemy had a strategy. He tried to shift him from purpose through manipulation. But Jesus stood in authority, not insecurity. He canceled every lie with the written word. You cancel evil not by reacting, but by responding in truth. Evil cannot win where the word is reigning. That's why you must not just carry the Bible, you must become it. Speak it, declare it, eat it, let it become your language, because the word of God is not just text, it is a sword, and swords cancel plans. You don't fight evil with emotion, you fight evil with precision. Know your rights, know your inheritance, know the promises. Because when you know what belongs to you, you stop accepting what was never sent by God. You cancel sickness when you understand that healing is your portion. You cancel fear when you understand that power and love and a sound mind have already been given to you. You cancel cycles when you realize you are the curse breaker in your bloodline. You cancel depression when you embrace the joy of the Lord as your strength. Let me speak to your future for a moment. There are some plans that were being crafted in darkness, waiting to manifest in your next season. But because you're rising now, those plans are being aborted. The enemy thought he had time, but you just shifted. You just activated a new level of discernment. You just stepped into the realm of divine alertness. And now what was hidden is being revealed. Every plot, every trap, every conversation spoken in secret is now being exposed. The blood still speaks. The fire still covers. The angels are still moving. Heaven is still watching over you. You were not designed to live in fear of evil. You were created to dominate. That's why you can cancel every evil plan without anxiety. Your Father is not worried, so neither should you be. He's not pacing the floor of heaven trying to figure out how to rescue you. He already did. You're not trying to win the battle. You're enforcing the victory. And when you operate from victory, evil has no legal ground. That's why the enemy has to trick you into thinking you're losing, so you never realize you've already won. Every time you declare the name of Jesus, plans cancel. Every time you speak, the blood barriers break. Every time you worship through pain, darkness trembles. Evil cannot withstand a consistent believer. Be consistent, be immovable, be anchored. The storm may rise, but you're unshaken. The warfare may come, but you're unmoved. You are not easy prey. You are a threat. You're not a victim. You are a weapon. And weapons don't panic, they conquer. There is a level of peace that comes when you truly understand that no evil can prevail against a person who walks in alignment. This is not arrogance. It's confidence in the one who called you. Your protection is in your obedience. Stay under the covering. Stay in position. Stay in the will of God, because the safest place is not in a building. It's in His will. His will cancels plans. His will cancels traps. His will destroys ambushes. You may not see what's happening behind the scenes, but trust this. Your obedience is shaking what kingdoms. You tolerate will dominate. If you tolerate fear, it will control you. If you tolerate sin, it will deceive you. If you tolerate compromise, it will weaken you. But if you walk in truth, truth will set you free. And when you are free, you can move, you can build, you can rise. The enemy doesn't care if you go to church, as long as you never change. But when you start changing, evolving, becoming, then the attacks intensify. But here's the encouragement. If the battle is greater, the victory is closer. Don't stop now. Don't back down. Don't lose focus. Every prayer you've prayed is shaking something. Every declaration you've made is breaking something. Every fast you've endured is weakening the enemy's hold. You may not see the full picture yet, but evil is losing its grip. The grip on your family, the grip on your mind, the grip on your calling. It's breaking. Keep going, keep trusting, keep standing. The pressure you feel is proof that something is breaking. The storm is loud because the shift is near. Speak up and rise up. The evil plans against your life have just been canceled. The reason the enemy has been fighting you so hard is not because of who you were, but because of who you are becoming. You are stepping into a season where the invisible will become visible and what was hidden in your life will begin to manifest. The enemy does not attack you for where you are now. He attacks based on what is coming. That's why some of the warfare you've been going through doesn't make sense. You haven't done anything wrong, but it feels like the storm came anyway. That's because the devil saw what was forming in the spirit before you even understood it in the natural. But he is too late. The plan is already in motion. The favor is already being released. The oil is already flowing. When God marks your life, you can't be unmarked. When heaven chooses you, hell cannot unchoose you. What is birthed in the spirit cannot be killed by flesh. That's why no matter what trap the enemy has set for you, it will not prosper. God has already gone ahead of you. He's already scattered the enemies. He's already reversed the curses. He's already blocked the arrows, but you must believe it. You must come into agreement with heaven, because what you agree with is what you authorize. If you agree with fear, fear will govern your decisions. If you agree with defeat, defeat will shape your expectations. But if you agree with victory, then you will walk as one who is already triumphant. The enemy has a blueprint of your bloodline. He knows the weaknesses that have existed for generations. He studied the failures, the patterns, the secret sins, and he tries to use those things to build evil structures in your life. But when you awaken to your identity, you break the cycle. You cancel the plan. You interrupt the narrative. You say, not with me. It stops here. And when you do that, the heavens respond. Angels are dispatched. Generational curses begin to tremble. Bondages begin to loosen because one awakened person can shift an entire lineage. You are not just fighting for yourself. You are fighting for your children. You are fighting for your legacy. You are fighting for everything God has assigned to your name. Evil plans do not just aim to destroy your today. They want to erase your tomorrow, but you are rising as a wall. You are becoming the resistance. You are becoming the fire that burns every demonic blueprint. You are becoming the standard that heaven lifts up when the enemy comes in like a flood. And you don't need to be many. You just need to be willing. Every evil plan starts with a suggestion, a whisper, a lie. That's how it began in the garden, with a voice questioning what God said. And it's still the same strategy today. The enemy will not come with horns and fire. He comes with doubt, confusion, anxiety, division, temptation, and discouragement. If he can shift your thoughts, he can sabotage your life. That's why you must guard your mind. You must protect your thoughts. You must fill your mind with truth so there is no space for lies to grow. Because every lie you believe becomes a door for destruction. But every truth you stand on becomes a weapon for victory. You cancel evil plans by refusing to partner with them, refuse to speak what the enemy is saying, refuse to fear what the enemy is threatening, refuse to live beneath your identity. You were created in the image of the Most High. That means you have the capacity to create, to speak, to call things into being. Life and death are in your tongue. You can build or break. You can loose or bind. Use your authority, open your mouth, declare what heaven is saying, not what your circumstances are suggesting. Every time you worship, evil plans are disrupted. Every time you give thanks, the atmosphere shifts. Every time you forgive, you close the door to the destroyer. Every time you walk in love, you deny access to the accuser. The enemy has no defense against the fruit of the Spirit. He knows how to fight rebellion, pride, and bitterness. These things are not just character traits, they are spiritual forces. And when you operate in them, you become untouchable. You move beyond reach. You ascend to a level where evil cannot follow. The enemy cannot touch what is covered in obedience. He may roar, but he cannot devour. He may stalk, but he cannot strike. There's a difference between being targeted and being touched. Being targeted means you've caught the enemy's attention. But being touched requires permission. And when you walk in the will of God, that permission is denied. The hedge is secure. The covering is strong. But you must stay under it. Stay in obedience. Stay in the presence. Stay in the word. Stay submitted, because when you step out of alignment, you step into vulnerability. Your prayer life is a weapon. Your worship is a shield. Your praise is a gate. Your purity is a wall. These are not just spiritual practices. They are defensive systems. They cancel plans before they form. They shut doors before they open. That's why the enemy wants to silence your prayer life, distract your worship, steal your joy, and compromise your integrity. He knows if he can get you to lower your guard, he can step in. But if you remain alert, you remain undefeated. Don't wait for the attack to pray. Don't wait for the storm to fast. Don't wait for the crisis to seek God. Build before the battle. Prepare before the pressure. Fortify your life before the enemy even thinks of approaching, because those who are prepared are not shaken. When the winds come, they are still standing. When the fire comes, they don't burn. Because their foundation is not built on emotion. It's built on revelation. And revelation cannot be shaken. Let me tell you something personal. Your warfare is not a sign of abandonment. It's a sign of significance. The more heaven invests in you, the more hell resists you. But resistance is not defeat. The enemy can oppose, but he cannot overthrow. He can threaten, but he cannot terminate, because the final word belongs to God. And God has already declared your end from the beginning. He has already spoken the conclusion before the conflict even started. And when God speaks, it stands. There are people in your life right now who were sent to derail you. Some of them wear smiles but carry swords. Some of them speak peace but plot war. But here's the truth. God is not caught off guard. He is revealing motives. He is exposing the hidden agendas. He is removing the masks. And you don't need to panic. You don't need to respond in the flesh. Just stay in the spirit. Because when you are in the spirit and you can see what others miss, you can discern what is unspoken. You can cancel what hasn't even happened. It allows you to detect the plot before it becomes a problem. That's why you must keep your spirit sharp. Guard your gates. Watch what you allow into your ears, eyes, and heart. Don't let poison become normal. Don't let compromise become comfortable, because once your senses are dull, you will miss the warning signs. When you miss the signs, you walk into traps. But when you are sharp, you move with precision. You avoid the snails. You escape the pits. You frustrate every plan. Heaven is on your side. And when God is for you, no evil can prevail. But you must walk like you believe it, talk like you believe it, pray like you believe it, live like you believe it, because faith is not passive. It is aggressive. It pursues, it declares, it resists, it stands. And when you walk in faith, you override fear. Fear says, what if? Faith says, even if it looks bad, God is still good. Even if the enemy surrounds me, I will not bow. Even if the fire rages, I will not burn, because I am anchored in truth, and truth does not bend. The greatest revenge against evil plans is success. When you flourish in spite of the warfare, you embarrass the enemy. When you grow after they tried to bury you, you humiliate hell. When you shine after they tried to shame you, you prove that favor cannot be canceled. What God has placed in you will speak for itself. You don't have to clap back. You don't have to defend yourself. Just rise. Just build. Just succeed. Just move forward. Because progress silences critics. Elevation shuts every lying mouth. And your victory will be louder than their attack. You have authority to cancel what the enemy has planned. You don't need permission. You already have the power. You don't need approval. You already have the anointing. Just open your mouth. Walk in righteousness. Stay in the word. Remain in the presence. And every evil plan against your life will fall flat. Not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. You belong to the King. You are sealed by his Spirit, and you are destined to overcome. So rise up. Let the warrior in you awaken. Let the fire in your bones burn. Let the roar in your spirit thunder. Because this is not the season to retreat. This is the season to conquer. Every plan, every plot, every scheme canceled, defeated, destroyed. Because you are not just surviving anymore, you are ruling, you are reigning, you are taking territory, and no weapon, no curse, no enemy shall be able to stop what God has begun in your life. The plans have failed, the chains are broken, the door is open, and your destiny is calling. Walk in it, in power, in purpose. Evil lost the moment you believed. Now hear this. After everything the enemy tried, you're still standing. After all the arrows, all the lies, all the hidden traps, all the silent battles, all the sleepless nights, all the delays, all the betrayals, you're still here. That alone is proof that the evil plan did not win. And if it didn't win now, it won't win now. The evidence of your survival is the confirmation of your assignment. The fact that you are still breathing means the battle has already been settled in the heavens. You don't have to keep fighting for victory. You are fighting from it. So as you leave this moment and step into the rest of your life, do so with your head lifted high, not in arrogance, but in divine confidence, because you know something now. You know that no matter what comes, you are covered. No matter what they plot, you are protected. No matter what they try, it will not prevail. You are no longer living as a victim. You are moving as a victor. You are no longer shrinking in fear. You are standing in faith. You are no longer reacting to the enemy. You are canceling every assignment before it even reaches your door. This is the moment where you shift from survival to dominion. This is where you stop hoping for peace and start commanding it. This is where you stop wishing for breakthrough and start walking in it. Because every evil plan has been dismantled. Every curse has been reversed. Every stronghold has been shattered. Every lie has been exposed. And you, yes, you, are stepping into the fullness of who God created you to be. Bold, free, fearless, focused, unshakable, unstoppable, unmovable. The enemy knows now what heaven has always known. You are dangerous. You are chosen. You are protected. You are called. And no evil, no darkness, no scheme, no plan, no witch, no curse, no demon, no devil in hell can stop what God has released over your life. It is already done. It is already finished. Walk like it. Pray like it. Live like it. Your way in.